Another dollar. It's going to make sense, another dollar from Mr. Moneybags himself coming to me.
Man, I do.
Airing it out on Fubo Sports Network, Orlando Scandrick, myself, TJ Houshmandzadeh. We're going to get straight into it because the man has things to do, take care of his body, go get this dub against weak-ass Green Bay this week. We got Dallas Cowboys defensive lineman DeMarcus Lawrence with us, bro. How you doing, man? Appreciate you joining us.
I appreciate y'all having me.
We're going to get straight into this. When Dak Prescott got hurt, were you like, oh, shit, season over?
All honesty, I mean, it was so new. I mean, it was the week one, so, I mean, we knew we had a lot of more games to play. So it was just really honing in on our details and making sure we capitalize as much wins while Dak is out, you know, so because it'll be a whole different story once he comes back. So that was really our whole mindset, is just try to make sure we capitalize and be the best we can be throughout this, opportunity.
I ain't even gonna hold you, D. When Dak got hurt, it reminded me of some of the years when Tony would get hurt. And, just Cooper had never been in that position before. And, it's when you play for the Cowboys, it's a different type of pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's internal. It's it's never good enough. But man, I came and I seen y'all at training camp and I knew y'all defense was good. But shit, I never could tell with you because you didn't got to that point where you know how to maintain it. And I was with you when you was like a baby, bro. And a lot of people don't know this story. And I remember, D had been hurt. He broke his foot. And then we're going to fast forward, we get in a playoff game and he hungry, we hadn't won one playoff game in 25 years. And he gets a sack strip, and he scoops it and he fumbles. And, they all down on him. And I remember, and I know you remember me walking over there and saying, fuck it, put him back in, let it ride, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, he was just, like you could just, he was fearless. And lo and behold, bro, they get the ball back. This man gets another sack, strip fumble, win the game, and it's just been like sky's the limit. And then, he played, and he'll tell you, we played in a system, and it was like a lot of pirating and a lot of cover two, where, bro, he was in there doing things that wasn't like pretty things. And, when he got his bread, bro, I knew it was coming. We used to have talks about this, bro, like, and, from just where he came from, coming from South Carolina, you know what I'm saying? And just the evolution that I've seen him, I'm super proud of him, bro. Like, if I don't talk to you, when I talk to you, I always give you your flowers. And, man, I was excited when I had you on here. And, I had to deal with this dude being a Cowboy hater.
You know what's crazy, though? I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
Hey, I actually, growing up, I was a Cowboy fan.
But now you hate every week?
No. I just thought they were going to be ass once Dak got hurt. I really did. I knew the defense would play well. I was like, where the offense going to come from? But I just heard
that's the thing. Like, you played football, so quarterback, that is a lucrative position. But, like, at the end of the day, like, it's really the players around him that makes the quarterback who he is, So,
I mean, but
look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback in my eyes, but he don't have the weapons that he
Look at him now. They saying he washed, huh?
But that defense been building for some years. In the past, it was players we was dealing with shit. I didn't got suspended. He didn't got suspended. Randy didn't got suspended. We could never get us all on the field at the same time. Sean was hurt and things like that. We never peaked. And just over these past few years when they had Chris Richard and now that they got Dan Quinn, like
the defense was ass when they had Nolan. They were ass.
They was out of position. There's been asked to do things they don't do.
They bring in Dan Quinn, and I played under Dan Quinn in Seattle. And just the energy and the way he carries himself in practice, what has he meant to the transformation of the defense? Because when Mike Nolan was there and then Dan Quinn takes over, it's a completely different team on defense.
Yeah, I think the real issue was Mike Nolan. He wanted to run a 3-4 system versus DQ with the 4-3, and how we are designed as who they drafted and stuff that can play up front. We're not a 3-4 system team. Like, we're more of a 4-3 speed that have outside linebackers that can be DN. So it's just really about using your players to the best of their abilities and not putting them in a system that they're gonna fail in.
Let me ask you this, because O said this earlier. How you get from South Carolina to Boise, Idaho? How that happen?
Yeah, man, it was a long trip. I had to go the JUCO route first. I went to Butler Community College in Kansas, and then, long story short, my mom had a meeting with Coach Pete, a couple of more D1 coaches, and she fell in love with him just because of, him wanting to teach us manhood instead of just being a football player. So, that was really the reason why, I took my talents to Boise, and it's been history ever since then.
Who's the best player to come out of Boise? DeMarcus Lawrence, Orlando Scandrick, Van Der Esch, LeGarrette Blount. Who else can I name?
LeGarrette Blount. Now you being funny.
LeGarrette Blount.
What you mean? LeGarrette Blount was
Man,
a
you
baller.
crazy. LeGarrette Blount played for Oregon. You try to be funny?
I'm just saying, bro. He played.
He got that one lick. Now he on the team.
I think we were all different, man. I think, you got Tyrone Crawford, you got Kellen Moore, you got Ryan Clady. I think we was all different. But one thing that we all had in common is when we got to somewhere, we all worked our asses off. And I mean, we didn't all play together, but, we just always meshed together. And I would like to say, my work ethic led to them seeing and helping other Boise State players. And then Tyrone worked his ass off. A lot of people don't know Tyrone was drafted to play in a 3-4 system. Then he changes to a 4-3 system. He dealt with a shit ton of injuries. Then he comes. DeMarcus was skinny as hell when he came in, man. And when he broke his foot, he worked his ass off, bro. Like, I watched it when he came, and it's been history ever since. And
Hey, let me throw a name out there. A lot of people don't probably know that played at Boise, but it's a guy named Vincent Vander. I can't say his last name. Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
What's his name?
He played at Boise.
Vincent?
Yeah.
What position he played?
The outside, like, nickel DB guy.
Nah, I don't. But I also remember Quentin Michael. Quentin Michael was a hell of a player.
I remember him.
He played at Boise.
Indeed.
Shit.
Yeah.
We had some players, bro, but it was being at Boise, you felt like they made it seem like if you lost one game, the season was over and everybody was getting fired. So,
definitely.
Every year we felt like we had to win all of our games to have a shot. And I think it carried over, bro, because when you go into the league, like, winning is like a way of life. If you come from a shitty program like Mississippi State, sorry, Jack, but one of them programs that don't win a lot, you know what I'm saying? Oregon State, one of them mediocre programs. That's your program is done.
Did we play y'all this year?
Your program is done.
Wait. Did we play y'all
You
this
didn't play me. I don't play football.
No. Did we play Boise State, your alum?
Yeah, they did. They played them when I was there, too.
Who won?
Oregon.
Okay.
When I was there, we beat the brakes out of them. When Matt Moore was the quarterback?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
we beat
y'all couldn't piss a drop.
We beat y'all.
Yeah, this year. But y'all are the epitome of average. Like, y'all the definition of average.
And y'all not?
If I open up this book right here,
team you played for?
if I open up this book and I looked up average, it would be a picture of TJ. It'd be a picture of TJ in here.
All I'm going to say is this. When I was at Oregon State, I played in the BCS Bowl. We went 12-1. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm going to say, when I was at Boise, we went 12-1. When I was at Boise, we played in the BCS Bowl. We went 13-0.
Who'd you play in the BCS game?
Huh?
Who'd you play?
Oklahoma.
Oh, that was a little Statue of Liberty, that little lucky play y'all ran.
But then he won. They won one when he was there too.
I mean, Boise State's solid. People overlook y'all
I know,
because
bro,
of the blue turf.
but y'all are just average.
We better than y'all. If we average, y'all below average. Let's get
At
to the
what? Y'all don't win anything.
We just beat y'all this year.
What do y'all win?
Games.
The best thing y'all do is play USC tough in Corvallis.
Let's talk Cowboy football again. You're inside. We on the outside when we hear.
Nah, I'm on the inside.
It's a running back controversy.
Ain't
Tony
no fucking
Pollard
running
should
back
get
controversy.
more carries. What does the team think about when the media brings up this Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott comparison and one guy's better than the other, one guy deserves more carries?
Ain't no running back controversy, man. Don't you start this.
I think for a lot of us, like, we don't never get the chance to, like, move on to those thoughts just because we're in it. So we're never like into the media. Like, we're living it each and every day. Like, we know what's going on in our locker room. We know what's going on our practice field. So we don't have to tune our ears to, what the media is saying and stuff. Because half of the time they just be trying to find something to write about because they ain't got nothing to talk about,
That is very true.
Now, y'all play Green Bay. Mike McCarthy, Green Bay is, like you said earlier, they struggling. You can't overlook them, and I'm sure Mike McCarthy's not going to bring this up to you guys. Is it a feeling of, one, we need to get this win, but we also want to get it from McCarthy as well?
Well, I mean, I have my own personal, past history with Green Bay.
God, Dez caught that motherfucker.
You feel me?
He caught that motherfucker, man.
I get the opportunity to go out there and, showcase my talents, I'm gonna definitely put them on the stand. So, I mean, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I know Coach McCarthy grateful for the opportunity, for him to take our team up there to Green Bay. But, it still comes down to, complimentary football and, us making sure we playing to the, offense and vice versa, So it's really, us just staying into the game and just honing in on our skills and details and coming home with the win.
Where the game at, D? At Lambeau?
Yeah, it's at Lambeau.
Man, it feels so good.
Real nice.
Feels so good, man. I had to have I was hiding a little bit at the beginning. I had to hide my Cowboy love at the beginning, man, because I was a little nervous. But
they winning. Why hide it?
Now I'm back.
Matter of fact, my son went to school today in a Cowboy hoodie on.
But it's shit.
Like, where this
At
come
least
from?
we know it's one winner in that fucking house.
Hey, this guy here. Before y'all played the Eagles, you said, I don't know how good Jalen Hurts is because he ain't played us yet.
Mm-hmm.
After that game, what do you think of Jalen Hurts as a quarterback and as a football player?
After the game, I think the score was 17-26, and we was playing with a backup quarterback.
It's going to be different next time y'all play. That's what you're telling me.
I ain't trying to avoid your question, but still, it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to ask about how good a quarterback is, Justin Fields good too. You feel me? So you can't just sit here and ask about.
So you're looking forward to this next matchup when y'all play the Eagles. You're looking forward to that.
He's never going to hold his tongue, bro. He's been there 9 years. He's been through Michael Vick. He's then seen Carson. Like, I think that when it comes down to it, as long as they do what they're supposed to do, and the way Dallas is built and the way that it was built before Coach Garrett left was to control the clock and get turnovers. And I think they doing that shit better than shit I ever did.
No, I get it, though. When you go play the Eagles, they're undefeated. They getting all this hype. And I don't know how good Jalen Hurts is. He ain't played us yet. I would feel that way.
Bro, he just going to say whatever the fuck he wants to. Some of the things I done heard come out of his mouth is crazy.
What?
Some of the things
you do the same thing. I
do,
mean, who doesn't?
But at the end of the day, bro, if you have that,
it's that Boise State.
If you have that arrogance and that swagger, like shit, we was playing with House's money, bro. He from South Carolina, went to Butte College. I went to Boise State. I was drafted in the 5th round. You went to Cerritos College, drafted.
I came out of JUCO as well.
We've been playing with House's money, bro. So it's like, I'm gonna say it, like, and I'm gonna back it up. Like I ain't gonna like. That's what it is. I mean, and that's how he feel. I mean, obviously he feels Jalen Hurts is good, but that's a rival. He ain't about to sit up here and he tell him that shit in the offseason. Right now, it's on.
Everybody knows Jalen Hurts is good, but that is irrelevant. It's about what we gonna do to make sure that he's not good on that day.
I got the bet on Christmas though, so I'm already down 500, which I'm gonna pay you.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna pay you, but I'm gonna bet back because the Cowboys gonna have Dak.
I need the Eagles to lose a game before that, because if they don't lose the game, the Cowboys probably gonna walk them for real. If they undefeated, they gonna get walked that game.
The thing about it is, when I was in Dallas, we had never had a chance to be fully healthy, and when we was, the motherfucker coach threw the challenge flag, and he overturned it. Then the last time when we was 13-3, the motherfucker got a 3rd and 26 on a rollout. Like, you talk about a heartbreak. That was the longest ride from Arlington to Frisco ever.
Hey, DeMarcus, before we let you go, tell us about Drink Sip. I know the IG handle is Drink Sip Go. Let us know exactly what that is for the people that's listening and want to know more.
Oh, absolutely. So, me and a partner came out with a non-alcoholic beer this year. Just something more simple. I know, like for football players and runners and stuff, after a game or an event, you like to drink a beer to get the yeast in your system to, help the muscles from cramping or, make the muscles basically expand. So being able to have something with non-alcohol in it just, you know what I'm saying? It's better for the system, but also, better for you if you want to just hang, have a beer, but you also have, responsibilities and stuff. Like, you can still, chill on a good note. So
that's drinks, man. D, thank you for coming on, man, with us. Keep balling out this year. Tell Britt, tell Big Cat, fuck him. Tell, is that Jim?
Yeah, that's
Jimbo. Tell Jimbo I said, Jimbo, what's going on, brother? It's my guy right there. Man, y'all take care of yourself, bro.
Hey, bro, we appreciate it.
You know I'm rooting for you. You know what it is. Appreciate you, D.
Appreciate it, fellas.
All right.
Take care, man. Appreciate.
Man, I'm about to send you your money right now, bro.
No, I don't want you to. Remember her number, CTE.
That's crazy. All right, man. I'm gonna give you cash.
I don't remember that. So the reason, if you guys have been paying attention, he owes me this money is because I told him, like I've told others, the Seattle Seahawks are for real.
Bro,
are you convinced now or not really?
I never knew.
And Geno Smith.
I never knew that I would be living in the day of when Geno Smith was outplaying Tom Brady. So.
He's outplaying a lot of guys.
Geno Smith is doing his thing, and I think Seattle, they're exceeding expectations.
Can we go back to last week's discussion? You gonna pay Geno?
I mean, now I have to, but I mean, I still feel like
just because he beat the Cardinals.
Quarterbacks don't fall off trees. I at least got to give them something short term until I figure out what I'm gonna do with these picks. I'm still gonna draft somebody. Just because Geno is 30 years old. I'm gonna draft somebody. But
Geno can give me a good 5. I'm giving Geno.
He can. They thought Tannehill could give him 5 too.
He'd at least getting 3 for 90.
And now I seen the fucking Tennessee Titans trying to run the clock out in the third quarter.
Man, Tennessee, that's another story. We'll get into that.
Nah, Geno, he doing his thing, man. I can't take it away. Like, he came back. They, like you said, they wrote him off, but he ain't right back.
Can somebody bring Orlando his pouch so he can give me my money, please?
Nah, man.
All
right, bring it over here, man. Let me see. I might got a little something in there.
Yeah, I need my money. Thank you, Seattle. Been rolling with y'all for 2 weeks.
Man, I can't.
And I don't bet a lot because I'm scared. So I bet small money. I gotta pay my rent, gas money. Buy me some shoes. So this is coming from Orlando. This week I'm gonna be able to take
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh.
Yeah.
Here you go, man. I'm going to face them all.
Thank you.
I think they real, too.
Thank you. So now I'm able to take my wife to dinner this week.
Man, you a good man.
Thank you,
sir. I was insulted in the work group chat.
Thank you.
By somebody that came from my character and said I don't pay my debts.
You do pay your debts?
It was the same motherfucker that I had to wait a month to get paid for my work.
DP?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. Well, I sure wish that request, that invoice request that you sent for $21 million would have went through.
It was 27.
Man.
Shit. Like, what are you talking about?
What if that would have went through?
I don't know.
I know. We would have been
next 3 games for the Seahawks. Bucks, Raiders, Rams. They win all 3 of those?
Where's the game at?
They play home against the Bucks, home against the Raiders, travel out here to play the Rams.
So I think they beat the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks are turning the quarter. The Raiders, they're reeling. The Rams, they can't block a fucking group of toddlers. I mean, like we always say, they don't got draft picks, they don't got money.
I see them winning all 3 games.
I do, but in the world of football, it's a single elimination. So you can win all these games, and you go get to the playoffs, and it's over.
And obviously, we putting the cart before the horse. We got to get to the playoffs. But the fact that they're playing this well when so many people thought the Seahawks would not win 5 games.
At the end of the day, it don't matter because they're not going to beat the 49ers. At the end of the day.
Man, period. the way they're playing, the way they playing, they got a chance.
They're not going to beat the 49ers.
They got a chance.
When the game is. We can play those right now.
Have they played already? Let me know if the Seahawks and the Niners have already played.
Yeah, the Niners won.
the Seahawks do have 3 losses, but they're finding their groove. They're getting more comfortable with Geno. Early on, it was let's see what Geno can do. Now, I mean, he threw that pick just before halftime, pick 6. Came out in the second half, it was like it never happened. So
Bro,
that shows you.
Are you fucking Geno Smith's agent?
Nah, I'm just.
You work for Rock Nation?
When somebody is playing well, you just got to give them their credit. I told you last week, and he just.
I mean, I am giving him his credit, but god damn.
I watched the game, though. I mean, so I kind of know what happened. Now, let's go to a game that probably nobody watched, but man, what's wrong with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers?
Man, I think Aaron Rodgers is over it. I think he looked at that contract as a parting gift.
Bruh, Aaron Rodgers don't throw interceptions. He threw 3 picks in the red zone.
I think he's over
3 in the red zone.
I mean, I don't think he trusts the guys. I think Aaron's checked out. Once you start talking about retirement, you're retired. I think he's over it. I mean, he wanted them to get weapons. They subtracted weapons from him.
Bruh, you know their next 3 games, right? Cowboys, Titans, Eagles. Cowboys, Titans, Eagles.
I mean, I think we see Jordan Love before the year's over.
Now, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
If they lose 2 of these next 3, do you just put Jordan Love in
What's
there
the
and
record?
Just say, the Packers, I believe, are 3-5 right now.
No.
3-6.
I don't put.
They're 3-6.
I don't
They're
put.
3-6.
I don't put Jordan Love in until we're eliminated. But I think you start to think.
In essence, would they not be eliminated?
I mean, till we like.
If they're 4-8.
Till we mathematically eliminated.
Okay.
So, and then now I start to see, you know, do I think Aaron wants to retire? No. Do I think he would love to end up with the 49ers? Yes.
Damn, everybody want to go to the Niners if you're the QB.
I mean, I don't think if I'm the Niners, I don't take Tom. I'm cool.
You would take.
Fuck no.
If
He's
you
57
had
years old.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you take Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
You don't worry about personality. You take who you feel is a better player.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take somebody that's gonna be at a senior citizen home in a few years. I mean, Tom. I'm not taking nothing away from what Tom has done, but mobility-wise, I mean.
Now, when you look at the Niners, let's just say they talk this trade. What do they give up to get Aaron Rodgers? You're taking on a huge contract.
What do I give up?
You have Trey Lance, which I'm sure Green Bay doesn't want.
I'm giving him
because they have Jordan Love.
So I'm finding somewhere else to flip Trey. I got it. I mean, you drafted really high. Some people got interest in him. Shit, I mean, you can have anything on offense except for Deebo Samuels and Trent Williams.
You think the Packers could turn this around? It's a wrap? It's over?
No, the Packers are done. They're fucking toast.
Does it surprise you that?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, they haven't drafted well. And, if you think about all of the good players that have come from the Packers through the Packers organization, whether it be Aaron Rodgers, whether it be Bakhtiari, whether it be Devontae Adams, whether it be Jordy Nelson, whether it be Aaron Jones, Jair, the Packers were known for homegrown talent. And they aren't drafting well. And I think the draft thing is coming down to the development of football is a little bit different now. It's all of this 7-on-7. Everybody's running around with these 7-on-7 travel teams. Everybody's rated at fucking 10 years old. You got all these little handlers, little street agents, and everybody's doing everything for NIL or, the love of football ain't what it used to be, bro. It ain't. I don't even feel like kids had a struggle of having $71 in their account and having it last for 2 weeks, like back in the day.
71, just have anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think kids ain't going to the store in college no more splitting groceries for the household. It's a different.
Oh, for sure.
It's a different ball game.
Things have changed. Now, are you disappointed or is it just like par for the course that they didn't do more to get Chase Claypool and you let him go to the Chicago Bears?
I mean, I don't think Chase Claypool really changes anything.
He doesn't make a difference?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think, they just have drafted poorly. And Aaron's thrown a fit about it since
who have they drafted that? I mean, because they drafted Devontae Adams. He didn't do much for his first 3 years.
He bought his rookie year. In the playoffs against us, he was the one that was going to work.
I'm talking about being...
But because they still had Jordy Nelson, they still had Cobb, they still had James Jones.
ease your way in.
Yeah, so, I mean, who have they drafted? They've never been able to draft another tight end. Tunyon is not come back to who he was. They're rocking with Mercedes Lewis. He's 17-year vet. I mean, yeah, but you need to have something dynamic. They drafted the kid out of Clemson, Rodgers. He hasn't been able to do anything. I haven't seen much from the kid from North Dakota since he dropped the pass, Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs gives you flashes here and there. They drafted Iniquitous St. Brown. He's no longer there. I believe they drafted Martez Valdez-Scantling. He's no longer there. You got to draft.
We know at the receiver spot.
You got to draft 2 contract players.
I should have drafted George Pickens this year. I said it, and they didn't do it.
But see, the problem with the league is, man, they had a bunch of motherfuckers in there telling you reasons not to draft people instead of reasons to draft them.
Why? Let's go from one bad team to another bad team. The Raiders. What are the Raiders doing, bro?
Bro, I told y'all.
Dude, they were winning this game by 17.
Listen, fans, people.
Like, what's wrong with the
Raiders? The Raiders are one of the most poor coach teams. They have no identity. None.
We're talking offensive side of the ball.
Either. They don't run it well.
They were running it well.
Okay, but they don't run it well and consistent enough. They don't pass it well and consistent enough. They're spotty. They don't pressure and they don't cover. It's like, what are you? Like, it's just like they go into each week with this fucking game sheet that's got every fucking play in the playbook, and McDaniels just goes down it like, and it's like, when
let's call this.
When you got it, when it's there, you know what you want to go to. Like, like when you played for the Bengals, you guys had plays that you could run out of 3 and 4 different formations, and they were your go-to concepts.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like they have that. I don't understand how Renfrow was so effective, and it's like, it's either Renfrow or Adams. Like, you can't get them both going at the same time. Josh Jacobs is a hell of a running back, and you can't find the balance. But I told you this, they got fucking...
You did say...
The way that they personnel is, it's terrible. And let's go back, though.
Who does it fall on? Is it the head coach? Is it defensive coordinator? Because
they
have an argument they shouldn't be...
It falls on the head coach because he put the defensive coordinator in there. And, like, they regressed. And now you're hearing Derek say, I got a lot to say, but it's not the time to say. It's like you yelling at your wife in public. Shit gonna happen when we get home. Like, everybody already know, like, shit bad.
We know it's bad. Is he gone? Because he has no guaranteed money on his contract after this year. And he just re-upped Derek Carr.
Seriously?
Yeah, no guarantee next year. So they can cut bait if they want.
I mean, fuck.
If they do that, they basically blame him. That's basically what they're saying.
But
it's your fault.
The thing is, like, you let go of Derek Carr, you're going to be in for some more bad years. And you're going to waste 2 more years of Devontae Adams.
You let go of Derek Carr, that's where I'm going. Devontae goes to Vegas because of Derek Carr. Now, what happens with him?
I don't know. But Josh McDaniels is the same stupid motherfucker that said he don't need to draft a quarterback and drafted Tebow and said he can make anybody. The best predictor of the future is the past.
Well, the Raiders,
they're ass. I told you that. And
bro,
to see a team that's that talented.
Hey, this is a sad part about it, though. 20-0 against Arizona Cardinals. 17-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs. 17-0 against Jacksonville Jaguars. And they lose all 3 games. Like, how can this continue to happen?
I mean, let's go back to this, though. They're just bad. But if you let go of Derek Carr, you're basically saying you all in with Josh McDaniels. So you better hope those players are all in with Josh McDaniels, because I know a lot of those players are believers in D.C. You heard Max come on here. He's a believer in them. Mm-hmm. I mean,
so they can just lose the entire locker room. I think the
Raiders are in like some fucking. They're in they're up Schitt's Creek with no paddle right now, or boat. Like they just trying to.
So they drowning.
Yeah, they trying to figure it out. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Patriots descendants. Not because they're not good football coaches, but just because they don't have an identity. And in today's football, like this is different. Like we was a certain type of way, but now like kids, they don't want to hear that shit. You know, everybody got so much money. It's like they don't want to hear it. Like, nah, we don't want to hear it. So you got to find a way to get to them. And a lot of these Patriots descendants they're old coaches, bro. We looked at Patrick Graham. He was been with the Patriots for a long time.
Yeah.
McDaniels been coaching for a long time. You need to get like some new fresh blood in there. And man, like, you know, spending a lot of time in Vegas like I've been doing, you know, it just hurts to say they literally fucking stink it up week in and week out. Like that's bad.
I mean, you just signed Derek Carr. You just hired Josh McDaniels. They got to make it work. I don't see. They got to figure out a way. And it falls on McDaniels.
I'm gonna try and look at it and see, like, you know, what's.
It falls on McDaniels.
How much are they committed into? Like, they're really committed in the.
Dude, they're a better team this year on paper than they were last year. You have Devontae Adams. You have Chandler Jones. You're a better team. But it's not showing up on the field.
I mean, but they signed Chandler Jones, and, you know, I think Chandler Jones is a hell of a player. But they're paying somebody for what they've done in the past.
But my thing is this. They're a better team personnel-wise. You got two rushers with him and Crosby. You have, even though Darren Waller has been out, even when he was playing, they weren't doing much. They're a better team. So to me, this falls on Josh McDaniels. So we went from.
So wait a minute. DC does have some guarantee.
Next year?
Yeah, he's got his 2023 salary is guaranteed, which is $33 million, and he's got 7.5 of the 2024 salary that's going to guarantee in February. So if they keep him past February, they got to keep him.
Well, they got to figure out a way to make this work.
They stuck. They need to get rid of that fucking coach.
That's not going to happen.
So listen here. If you told me that Belichick is overrated without Tom Brady.
Yeah, he is.
What the fuck is McDaniel?
Without Tom Brady?
Yes.
He led a team with Mac Jones as a quarterback to the playoffs.
Who was the head coach?
Bill Belichick. But I'm saying, look at him now on offense. I'm just saying, I think
Josh What you mean? They've been moving that motherfucker up and down the field these last 2 weeks.
This is the biggest problem, and DeMarcus Lawrence touched on this earlier. These coaches, instead of implementing a system, you got to do what your players do best. It's not about your system.
But
it's
what
about
if
the players. It's not about the plays. It's the players.
Yeah, we always say it. It's not about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes.
Always. But that's the biggest problem.
But literally, McDaniels has had the luxury of having one of the smartest players, if not the smartest player, to ever fucking touch a pigskin.
This is what you do if you're Josh McDaniels, which he should have done. What did the Raiders have success at last year? And that's what we're going to implement.
I mean, but they were a West Coast. Gruden is a West Coast.
But football is universal. What you call Bobby, I may call Randy. Whatever it may be. I'm going to figure out
But if I'm an arrogant fucking prick, and I think that I reinvent the wheel of football, and I think that like every Patriot coach, like every fucking Patriot coach does, talk about how many rings they got, and this shit works, and we won with it, and look what happens.
It's concepts. They need to figure that out because they should not be struggling this way, at least in my opinion. So let's go to a surprise team because I'm thoroughly surprised. The New York Football Jets. Are you? Man, the way they just beat and slowed the Bills down?
The Jets, man. Salah, he's literally simplified their scheme.
That dude can coach.
They went and drafted players that fit their scheme, like you said. They've got players that been there. They've had a lot of high draft picks, and they're getting the most out of them. And, you know, they're winning games in spite of their quarterback. They have times where they can't move it at all, and they have times where they move it. You had Elijah Moore talking about he didn't know about the chemistry, and, you know, they go and beat, which was the top team in that.
Not only did they beat Buffalo, Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions. He had no touchdowns. Didn't throw.
Buffalo looks like they get bored at times.
It literally looked like Buffalo was damn near unstoppable.
But it looks like they get bored at times. And I think them losing Dabo, it takes away. They've lost some of their creativeness.
Yeah.
You know,
Dabo's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I think they've lost some of their creativeness. Damn, I got a migraine, man. Fucking screaming and watching the TV. Arguing in the group chat with y'all. Jesus. Wouldn't have it no other way. But I don't know, man. You know, we know about football. It's not about the teams that's playing the best at the beginning. It's about the teams that catch the streak at the right time. But regardless of what happens to the Jets, whether they go to the division, whether they go to the wild card, they got something building. And Salah was right when he said we building something.
Got taking receipts. Now, they got to figure out, or he has to figure it out. Zach Wilson got to figure it out, because right now, if he can take that next step, they going to be dangerous. Listen,
here we go. Come on. We're going into the Miami Noodle Arms.
We gonna stay in the division. That's what I was about to.
Tua, man.
Tua, nice.
He is, but
nice.
He's fucking became a professional at missing wide open people.
Man, Tua, he throwing for 300 a game.
If he fucking just hit the wide open guy, he'd probably throw for 360.
Bro, he's throwing for 300
I know, bro,
yards
but when you're a professional quarterback and there's a guy fucking with nothing on but a fucking jockstrap, you gotta hit him.
They played 9 games.
But listen, they score. Don't get me wrong.
That's all I'm saying is Tyreek Hill ain't never done this with Patrick Mahomes.
That's because
he ain't never done this with Patrick Mahomes.
Because they never force-fed him.
The way he looked, maybe they should have.
I mean, you know, Travis Kelce gonna get his.
Listen, the way Tua is getting this ball to Tyreek got to be in the MVP conversation.
I mean,
He's doing something right now we ain't never seen from a receiver.
But Waddle would do the same thing if the little small Samoan guy, little small Hawaiian guy, don't fucking underthrow it.
Waddle was with him last year. He wasn't doing this.
Because he can't get it out there, bro. Have you ever threw noodles at the fucking, like, the wall? Them shits, like, shrink up.
It's really crazy that Tua can have the success that he's having. Tyreek Hill is having his best year of his career.
Tyreek Hill has already had, like, Tyreek Hill has had 1,900 yards before.
No.
Or 1,800 yards before.
Not receiving. No.
Yes, he has.
Not receiving.
Oh, sorry, he has 1,700 or 1,800 yards.
Look it up, please.
With the Chiefs in 2000.
Look it up. He ain't never had no 1,700 yards.
Yeah, he did in 2000.
Listen, Tyreek Hill never had 1,700 yards receiving.
Bet 100.
I'll bet that. 1,700? That's a bet. 1,700. That's a bet. He never had 1,700 yards receiving.
What did he have in 2000?
He didn't have 1,700. We ain't even going to go. We ain't even going to continue with this.
It was
Slide me another 100. No, you said 1,700. Slide me another 100. Slide me that 100.
No, what did he have?
No, slide me. Can I get it?
Golly,
Thank you.
Fucking gonna be eating noodles.
Hey, baby, we gonna eat good this week. Thank Orlando. We eating good, baby. Thank you.
That's the most he ever had is 1,400?
Told you. He ain't even had 1,500.
What does he got right now?
1,100 in 9 games.
What's the targets, though?
In 9 games.
Yeah, I mean.
And so, Tua deserves his credit.
Tua missed 4 games, didn't he?
And he missed 2. And I thought before the season.
No, Tua missed more than 2 games.
He missed 2 games.
9 catches less than the 18 season right now.
Tua missed more than 2 games.
He missed 2
because,
games. He missed 2 games.
The number 15 played 1 game, and then Bridgewater got hurt. How many games Tua missed?
2 games.
He missed more than 2
games. But this is what I'm saying is, before the season, I thought Tua would have a good year just because they're giving him the weapons that a good just any good player they need. And so
that offense is a motherfucker now.
McDaniel is a really good coach, but if we gonna bash Tua,
bro, I'm not bashing him.
No.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying we.
Can you win a Super Bowl with him?
I think you can.
No, I don't want to hear you think.
Yes,
say
you
yes
can.
Or fucking
yes,
no.
you can.
Okay.
The way they're playing now.
No, can they win a Super Bowl with him?
The way they're playing, yes. But I will say this: the Ravens, they probably should have beaten Miami. The Bills, they probably should have beaten Miami. They didn't, but you look at those games, but then we talked about earlier, Arizona, Kansas City, and Jacksonville should have lost to the Raiders. And so
wins or wins.
When people were piling on Tua, oh, they want to trade for Deshaun Watson. Oh, Brian Flores doesn't believe in him. Oh, Tua can't play. Oh, they should have drafted Herbert. They should have. Tua's showing that he could play. Tua, and I said it before the season started, like, Tua gonna put all this to rest.
But all of this is all good and dandy until you get into fucking January.
I mean, at the end of the day, only one team can win it. They're building blocks, and that's what he's doing. He got better. He improved dramatically, and so they're building blocks.
What's the difference between Tua and Kirk Cousins?
Tua is performed better than Kirk Cousins did at that point in Kirk Cousins'
What's the
career.
difference between them today?
Tua's throwing for more yards, I'm sure. Even missing 2 games. even missing 2 games.
But
What's
what's the
good
difference in them?
receivers.
They both complete a high percentage of pass. They both.
I mean, Kirk Cousins has this reputation of he can't win the big game. He can't win in prime time. He'll give you stats, but he can't win when it matters. But he was playing with a defensive coach. He was playing with a coach that not many people cared for him, Mike Zimmer. Yeah. So now that he has a coach that seems to believe in him,
what's the difference? What's the difference between Tua and Jared Goff when he was with the Rams?
It's a big difference.
How? What's the difference? The Rams had the #1 offense in the league.
It's a big difference.
The Rams had the #1 offense in the league.
It's a big difference.
The Rams had the #1 offense in the league.
When Jared Goff...
Did the Rams have the #1 offense? You want to bet that?
No.
You want to bet that? You want to bet some of that hefty money back?
I know that hefty. I'm light compared to you.
Did the Rams go to the Super Bowl?
Listen, they lost.
Did they go?
Listen to what I'm about to say.
Well, I'm listening, but you already know what I'm going to tell you.
How did Jared Goff look with Jeff Fisher? How did Jared Goff look?
The whole team, everybody looked shitty with Fisher.
Oh, now you don't want to answer.
He was a rookie.
How did he look?
He was a rookie.
How did he look?
He was a rookie.
And I get that. And so what I'm
saying. How did Tua look with Flores? That motherfucker was sitting next to Flores while Fitzpatrick was in.
He had Flores last year, and he played better than Goff played.
What do you? Goff made it to the Super Bowl.
Not in this second
year. Didn't they go to the Super Bowl in the third year?
Not in this second year. Jared Goff can play.
Yeah, but I mean,
we sitting here acting like
it's the system though. He's sitting over here acting like Tua is the next fucking reincarnation of Steve Young.
No, what I'm saying is
you act like the motherfucker's Drew Brees.
Tua can play.
He can. Everybody in the NFL can play.
Not really.
Everybody, when you get drafted, it's very rare that somebody gets drafted that high and cannot play. It's very rare.
That's very rare.
So you have to.
We agree with that.
But what you can say is McDaniels has done a great job of doing
absolutely
what the things he does well.
Absolutely.
Which we can segue a little bit into Russell Wilson. I'm so confused why Hackett is trying to turn Russell Wilson into a drop back passer. He's never been a drop back passer.
But this is the thing: is Hackett trying to turn Russell Wilson into that? Or is that what Russell Wilson wants to be?
I mean, he can't see, first of all.
But this is what I'm saying. Hackett is going to work with Russell Wilson in installing this offense. Russell Wilson wants to be that. Just do what you do best. If that's get outside the pocket, let's do it. If that's sit in the pocket, let's do it. But I think that's a collaborative thing more so than it's Hackett saying this is what we're going to do.
I just think that when a team does what people do well, when Tom was struggling when he was trying to run BA's offense that Big Ben was running, when he implemented some of the things he did in New England, he had success.
Listen, man, Tua can play.
Tua can play. But I mean, bro, he's too Jekyll and Hyde. Don't get me wrong, he can score points. You can't miss that many throws, bro. That game should have been over.
Everybody missed.
That game should have been over.
Justin Fields set the NFL record for rushing yards by a quarterback in a single game with 178. Yeah.
But he runs 4.3, and most defensive linemen run 4.8.
So that's why the game was closer than it should have been because
the game should have been over if Tua doesn't miss the guy in the flat on 4th and 1.
In the history of the National Football League, Justin Fields ran for more yards than any quarterback ever.
If Tua hits the fucking guy in the flat, they run down 2 more minutes off the clock, and the game is over. Instead, he just throws the shit in the stands. Fuck it. Then they get the ball back again. Then Waddle's open. You know what he does?
I've seen every quarterback do that, though.
Who? Name me an elite quarterback you've seen underthrow somebody. Have you ever seen Aaron Rodgers underthrow somebody?
You talking about a throw to the flats? I seen Josh Allen do that this year. I seen Josh Allen do that this year to the flats, underthrew him, skipped it on the ground. I seen Josh Allen do that this year.
Okay, you have. But the problem is I see Tua do this shit twice a game.
Tua has better players around him, so he's going to play better. Are you going to have some bad plays? Of course.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Tua is bad. I'm just going to say I'm not a believer. Dolphins got a lot of talent, but I'm going to say.
But can you have it both ways? When the quarterback does bad, it's.
I don't think Tua is the problem. He's a building block. He's definitely a building block. I think as they play together more, as they play some more complementary football, they have really good players on defense. For some reason, I don't know how they give up so many fucking points. Byron Jones hasn't played this year.
Dolphins have a good team.
They acquired Bradley Chubb. They got good players. They have really good players on defense. But I mean, shit. Which Buffalo Bill team are we gonna get? You don't know which team's gonna come out. You know.
That division is if.
What Patriot team are we gonna get?
That's the thing with the Patriots. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Is Mac Jones playing? Is Bailey Zappi playing?
But the crazy thing is, bro, like, playing against Bill, and this is why I think he is a good coach. This motherfucker can be something one week and be a complete, totally different schematically team.
You know what's crazy, though, about this Bill Belichick thing? I think he's a really good coach.
You just don't like him?
No. I just think Brady deserves more of the credit because you can give me the best game plan in the world. If I don't execute it, is it really the best game plan in the world?
But that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you what was the last team to win a Super Bowl without a premier quarterback? Because that's why it is the first of your franchise. And they got very, very fortunate with Tom Brady. And I mean, shit, look at the Colts. The Colts are still trying to recover from Peyton Manning. And we could segue into that.
I mean, they recovered from Peyton Manning when they had Andrew Luck.
But they didn't really go anywhere though.
I mean, he led them to the playoffs as
he did. No, he did. But they didn't really go anywhere. I mean, shit, if truth be told, the Giants are still trying to recover from Eli Manning.
You know what? You bring up Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is known for playing with the Colts. So I tap my phone and I see, wow, Jeff Saturday is an interim coach. So Frank Reich fires the offensive coordinator last week, Marcus Brady, for doing, I don't know what he did wrong, because Frank Reich, you're the head coach and offensive coordinator, so you fire your offensive coordinator, I guess you weren't going to fire yourself. Jeff Saturday has never coached before, ever. And he's a head coach of an NFL team.
He might got some naked pictures. He might got some naked pictures of Irsay.
There's 32.
He might got naked pictures of Irsay.
32 head coaching spots in the NFL.
It got to be something underlying.
Jeff Saturday is going from ESPN to today is Monday.
Gotta look this up.
They're going to have a team meeting probably today, and he has to stand up in front of those dudes. And he's never done this before. He's never done this before. He's sat in those meetings. He's heard Tony Dungy. He's heard Mike McCarthy. What do you make of this? He's never been a coach before. I don't even know if he coached in high school.
I don't know what the fuck the Colts are doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. They traded first-round picks to get Carson Wentz. A first and a second, I believe, right?
It was conditional,
but it turned into be a first and a second because Philly had got their pick, and then they traded some more picks to get Matt Ryan and they benched him, and then they fired him. But this shit was a tailspin from when sorry ass McDaniels took the job, and when he found out that Andrew Luck was retiring, the loser did the little fucking weasel did what he did, and he went back to New England. And then, Frank Reich came there. He kind of overachieved a little bit. And, I mean, the Colts, but this is my thing, bro. They keep firing these head coaches, but fire the motherfucker that's drafting these players.
No. Please explain to me. Now, they've drafted solid. Quentin Nelson, really good draft pick. Jonathan Taylor, really good draft pick. Shaquille Leonard, who used to be Darius Leonard, really good draft pick. The safety, I mean, they've drafted pretty well. Michael Pittman, they've drafted well. You hire a coach that's never coached. He ain't even been on the staff.
I think that was I don't know, man. I want to say it was just, maybe he's got a great relationship with Irsay. I mean,
when was your last year playing?
2019.
A lot more recent than mine. We all pay attention to this. Everybody comes in on a Monday. They got their ass kicked. They got shut out by the Patriots yesterday. So they come in. Frank Reich tells them, okay, the meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then you realize he gets fired. You're like, damn, who's going to be the coach? Who the interim coach? We don't fire the offensive coordinator. It ain't him. Is it going to be the defensive coordinator? Damn.
But you know what's crazy? They lost their defensive coordinator to the Bears.
Yeah,
Then they lost their secondary coach, Rich Gannon. They lost him the year before that. So,
but what I'm asking you,
was it Pagano as the defensive coordinator?
Nah, Pagano gone. I don't even know who their DC is right now. I'm gonna look.
Who is their DC?
If you a player and Jeff Saturday walks in and you know Jeff Saturday, you just saw him on ESPN. What are you thinking? What's your thoughts?
I'm laughing, man. That's how I'm doing that. I'm laughing and I'm yawning. I mean, they just feel like the season is over. Bro, this shit started when they benched Matt Ryan, and they didn't really have a direction to go.
No, you know what it was? Sam Ellinger was looking good on scout team. He was slicing the defense up on scout team, so they was like, he can get it done.
Gus Bradley's
Gus
their defense
Bradley,
coordinator.
how you think Gus feel? Gus has been a head
Listen,
coach.
he had his chance.
He's been a head coach in Jacksonville.
And they were decent.
But they were solid. And I played under Gus with Dan Quinn in Seattle. Dude, the energy and the type of person that Gus is, those guys will respect him. I guarantee Gus Bradley is like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he might, yeah.
I guarantee he is. He gonna smile like he ain't. But
this is the thing, though. There's no way in hell that this came from Chris Ballard, which is their general manager.
Oh, it's the owner. When you own the team, you do what the fuck
you know what
you want to do.
You know what that tells me is coming next, right?
Do you think Gus gone?
Chris Ballard getting fired.
Because he went over his head.
Yeah.
Because you sign off on the Carson Wentz, the Matt Ryan, and this and that. Now, the Colts are in. They seem like they were a franchise with good stability. Owner, GM, coach, they're all on the same page. Now it's like, but we should have known something when Marcus Brady got fired. Marcus Brady from Southeast San Diego.
It's always it's always gonna be somebody else's fault first.
But when you fire an offensive coordinator that is really not the coordinator, he just has it by title, you know something's up.
Pat Mahomes screamed at fucking Bieniemy all day. Bieniemy ain't called a fucking play ever.
But this is what I'm saying. It all makes sense. Irsay basically let Frank Wright know somebody got to go. So I'm going to fire it because if he don't go, your ass is going. So now I'm going to fire the offensive coordinator that's really me because I can't fire myself. And then we don't score a point against New England. But I'm just
the Colts in bad shape, man. They do got a good offensive line. They do got a running back. Do they have a first-round pick this year? They traded a 2 for Matt Ryan, right?
Oh, they hired Jeff Saturday.
Bro, that's just for right now.
I don't give a damn if it's for right now. The guy has never coached.
He hasn't.
He ain't never coached. He been retired a long time. You think when he was playing, our playbook was a playbook.
So they should have.
Them shit's on iPads now.
So what you
like
think?
He got to learn all that.
So they should have hired Peyton?
Hell no. They should have given it to Gus Bradley and just ride this season out. It's over.
They don't got the crazy thing is they don't got no offensive coordinator now.
They have no offensive coordinator, bro. You fire Marcus Brady.
So maybe
Frank is going to be the tight end, running back, receiver coach going to take over the offense.
Maybe they hire Saturday so they could, he can get it, get the run game going because they're Jonathan Taylor, their best player offense. What
are you going to do? Hope Tom Moore leave Tampa and come to
hell no.
Come back to Indy?
Maybe he gonna maybe he gonna be the offensive coordinator.
Just think about that, man. There's 32 head coaching jobs, and you hire a guy, and let me say this: he was a consultant.
Was he there?
Who?
Saturday.
He was a consultant for the owner for the Colts. He was a consultant, and so Jim Irsay is consulting with him.
Maybe he was just drinking. He was just like, man, let me get a crack at this thing. But he's like, fuck it. You're the coach.
You got guys that coach their entire life.
I don't know why you trying to make this shit make sense. Nothing about the NFL fucking makes sense.
But you got guys that...
Nothing about the NFL makes sense and you know it. Like, tell me something about the NFL that makes sense. How does it make sense that the Tennessee Titans were in a ball game with the Chiefs and they could have won the game if they didn't try to start running the fucking clock out in the third quarter?
They should have won the game, but the problem is when your quarterback goes 5 for 16, this is the National Football League, and you complete 5 passes.
The only time they throw the motherfuckers when it's third and double sticks.
And I mean, they running go routes and deep curl routes. Like, give him some crossing routes. Give him a hitch. Give him easy completions. But I just can't get over, there's guys that coach their entire life, 30, 35 years in the National Football League. They don't even get an interview.
It's not about who
they don't even get an interview.
It's not about what you know.
It's who you know.
Yeah, but nothing about the shit don't surprise me. Nothing about the NFL makes sense. You look at some of these head coaching hires every year, bro. Like Hackett gets a head job for what?
Man, I can't even say this on here, but I know somebody that played for the Colts. I'm calling his ass. As soon as we done with this, bro, I know you laughing.
I mean,
you laughing.
It's the NFL, bro.
And they can't do nothing to him because he's one of the best players, so he really could laugh, and they can't do shit about it.
Listen, they can do something to everybody. I seen fucking Terrell Owens get a $21 million guarantee. Listen, I tell you one thing. They can do something about anybody.
He ain't going to go that far. The NFL, when you think you can be surprised, this type of news happens. And so I don't think I can be surprised about anything now because
man, I just watch that shit week in and week out, and I'm just like, the league is fucking crazy. You know, I mean, I guess I would have to say the Eagles are my front runner, best team in the NFL right now. But when I look in the AFC, who is the best team in the AFC?
Before yesterday, I would have said no question the Buffalo Bills, no question. Before yesterday, and I still believe the Bills are the best team in the NFL. They just played a bad game.
But bro, the fucking Jets, they do this what they did yesterday, and then if you go back, they looked awful against the Patriots
the week before.
And then you know the Patriots, they looked awful against the Bears. So
the Eagles are one of the best teams in the league, but the Buffalo Bills, to me, are the best team in the league. That's my opinion. They beat the Chiefs.
They beat the shit out of the Chiefs.
They beat the Chiefs. Now listen,
but styles make fights though.
I like the Chiefs. Like the way the Chiefs defense is playing, they gonna be hell for anybody. That defense is playing better than they've ever played.
No.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl year when they had Tyrann Mathieu, that's when they had it going.
The Super Bowl year, they were still relying upon.
Bro, I got bring up text messages where you were saying how stupid Spagnuolo was just this year for being a dumb motherfucker and running the same calls.
It ain't him.
Who is it now?
95.
Well, Chris is
This is 95. This is 95.
But this is the same team that went and played the Colts and lost.
Now, when...
You know, like, so you don't...
That defense, it's the defensive line put pressure. What I don't like about Spagnuolo, like, he'll play man-to-man, and you got all backup corners. Like, bruh, what are you doing?
Them motherfuckers get paid too.
But they backups.
They get paid.
And they young. They young. If you're a young corner going against...
Hey, listen. Next time we come to work, if we're going to do all this arguing...
We ain't arguing. It's a debate.
It's not really a debate, though. You was a backup before? When you got in, what was your job?
But what I'm saying is this. My mentality is different. I don't know their mentality. And it's not saying that because you're a backup, you can't get it done. But when they're showing you during the game that they're struggling.
As long as the Chiefs got to throw the ball 68 times, they're going to be in trouble. That you shouldering a lot of responsibility.
I mean, Mahomes did like that 3rd and 17 in the 4th quarter. That scramble when he got the first. That's not going to happen often. And so they were fortunate to win. But yes, I'm taking the Bills over the Chiefs, but I like the Chiefs.
I feel like, you know, if the Bills get this home field advantage, I think they'll be.
I mean,
but you never know with the Chiefs, bro. Anytime I count the Chiefs out, they come out.
While we over here talking, Jamar Chase get back healthy, shit, I'm taking the Bengals.
Man, with that horse shit line.
Listen, man, I'm taking the Bengals.
What am I listening
to? I might not take them over Buffalo, but I'll take them over everybody else.
Them D linemen on Burrow's ass.
Hey, it happens.
Bro, who did y'all just play 2 weeks ago?
It happens.
Who did y'all play?
I forgot. I don't remember. I know who we played yesterday, though.
What's your record?
The Panthers.
Ooh.
35-0 at halftime.
That's amazing. A fucking team that's on their fucking 4th head coach this season.
National Football League.
You just said no. I mean, you just said they're backups.
It's National Football
League. You happy?
League,
you guys beat P.J. Walker. Go have a donut.
No, they beat Baker Mayfield. He came in the game and played.
Baker Mayfield, he is fucking even worse.
You just said earlier when you're drafted
I said
that
very
high.
rarely when you draft that high. But Baker Mayfield, man, he's small.
All right, people. Thank you for joining us.
No,
because you're under the weather. You have a migraine. Your nose is running.
You know what? I had a migraine because last week when we came to work, it was motherfuckers in here with COVID.
But TJ's fine. I'm fine.
Because you fucking got that Indian in you. I don't know what you drinking over there.
I'm fine.
But what's crazy is though, when I left, TJ, remember I left and I text. I said, you know what? I feel like shit.
You did text
And then DP gonna say, get tested. I said, fuck no. I'm gonna come back next week and share the wealth. So when we come back next week,
Bengals lost to the Browns last week.
I hope somebody else.
We knew that. I knew that.
I hope somebody else is feeling like this, because I've been fucking sick.
It's not good to want people to feel bad. It's not good.
How? Y'all wish bad on me all the time.
No, I don't wish bad on nobody.
You do.
Only time I wish bad on people when they do something to me.
Our number one cameraman.
If you do something to me, I don't give a damn
Our number
what
one
happened to you.
cameraman, he fucking haggles me to death about fucking Tennessee, their ass.
Tennessee gonna do well in the college football playoff. They said a bad game.
They're not going to no college football playoffs.
Yeah, they will.
You're fucking right.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
They deserve it.
I don't care what they deserve. I deserve fucking $100 million. I don't got it. People
hey,
in hell deserve ice water.
Hold up. Go play that lottery. You might get it.
No.
You might get it.
Y'all all wish bad on me, bro. Y'all got me sick.
You saying y'all?
It was your idea. You was like, oh, fuck it. Let's go to work. It's just COVID. Shit's rigged. I'm like, bruh.
This guy here.
He was like, do the people still get that shit? Fucking no, it's been running ever since.
Listen, man. So that's why we're going to end the show.
No, man.
Him not feeling well, so him got to take
And then
care of himself.
on top of it, I asked for a tissue. DP gave me the fucking tissue from like Taco Bell. That shit was that shit made my nose brittle as shit.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week, man. Airing it out.
Easy.
Fubo Sports Network.
Man, thank y'all for joining.
Mr. Orlando
Hey, hold on.
Scandrick.
Can I get a bet back this week on something?
Well, we betting.
I don't know. We can bet if the sun come up tomorrow.
Well, you're going to lose, and I'm going to say yeah.
Hell no, that might be foggy like this again.
Nah, it's not raining tomorrow. It's raining
Well, let's
Wednesday.
bet if the sun come up today.
No.
Over under 5 o'clock.
Who we betting? What game we betting on? Who you want to bet on?
Man, I'm just fucking with you. I'm not
You
betting.
want to take the Seahawks in the